Okay, in at number 10, we have a CTVA reporter, Charlo Green, who is a businesswoman who maybe didn't make the best decision while reporting live on air. Charlo was covering a story on the Alaska Cannabis Club, which is a medical marijuana organization in Alaska. Well, while she was reporting on it, she decided to make her big announcement, and that was, I quit.
And as for this job, well, not that I have a choice, but I quit.
And then it flashes to another news anchor, and it was so awkward because she had no idea what to do.
All right, we apologize for that.
She said sorry, looks at her notes, looks up, and says, we'll be right back. Moving into number 9, we have the chicken scare, and this is just absolutely hilarious. There was an Australian reporter talking about a big black chicken that was going to be judged at a show. The chicken then starts to flap, and the reporter freaks out. Here's the clip.
Today at the show,
As soon as the video made it online, it went super viral right away because, I mean, you just can't get a better reaction than this guy. Okay, up next, now in the streets of Poland, let's run our way into number 8, and we're talking about this news reporter who stopped 2 joggers to ask them why they are running in snow. The joggers replied with, well, you know what, it is the perfect weather to jog in, it's perfect texture, very low impact, and you won't actually fall while you run because there's a lot of grip. Well, after the interview was done, the joggers ended up falling right on their backs very, very hard. Very embarrassing, and hashtag fail.
Well, go ahead and keep on the run. I'm sorry to have kept you, but I appreciate you guys talking with us.
Stay warm.
All right, thanks. We've seen a lot of people out here, like you said, running, sledding, just enjoying it. One thing, oops, that can happen.
Okay, so from falling to something more dangerous, and this comes into number 7, and this time it's unlucky number 7. We have this female reporter who's reporting on the back of a truck. She was saying, if you don't want something to happen to you, then all of a sudden there was an explosion.
And if you want something to happen to you and it's...
Holy crap, is this real life right now? A bike just came exploding out of that truck. Did this reporter not know that that was gonna happen? Okay, in at number 6, and hopefully we don't run into like some green screen problems here and there's not any like technical difficulties, because that would be really embarrassing if something was like happening back there. Actually, you know what? The editors can just fool around with whatever they want. And this actually happened live on the news, and I'm not sure if it was a mess up or if it was done on purpose to be funny. And I'm not too sure what's going on behind me right now. The woman's bottom half is gone. I think someone forgot to tell her not to wear green. And something tells me this might be a prank, because take a look at what happens next.
Temperaturas para hoy van a ser aproximadamente de 100... What's going on?
That's so funny, because did you guys hear the audio at the end? This woman actually speaks such good English. She was so confused at what was going on. Maybe it was a Charlo Green trolling her.
I quit.
Okay, this list just continues, more fails. We're now in at number 5. Okay, we have some immaturities because, okay, just take a look.
Michigan, starting at Houghton Avenue and going all the way to State Avenue. Drivers are down to the single lane in each direction.
Did this woman just draw a giant penis on the TV screen during an ABC News broadcast watched by millions of people? This video is uploaded by YouTube user Random Donkeys, which is such a random name. Who comes up with that? I'm not even gonna question that, but you can hear the people in the background just laughing. They were dying. This was so funny to them. This is so funny to me. I'm a pretty immature person, so maybe I wasn't the only one that saw the giant penis. And after this happened, this news story was seen by millions of people. And I don't know, did she want to quit her job and go out in a bang? Up next, we have former Toronto Mayor Rob Ford. Oh boy. A lot of people call him a joke of a mayor, but he fails his way into this list in at number 14,000. I don't know. During a news interview with a lot of media, he told them that he performs a lot of oral sex with his wife. I mean, is this real life right now? Did this really happen? This is something you keep to yourself, especially when you're representing the city of Toronto, one of the biggest cities in Canada.
Olivia Gondak, it says that I wanted to eat her pussy, Olivia Gondak. I've never said that in my life to her. I would never do that. I'm happily married. I've got more than enough to eat at home. Thank you very much.
Rob Ford has been the talk of the town. I mean, there's no wonder why. He's had so many antics. He was caught smoking weed at a party, also admitted to snorting cocaine. Even after paying people to keep quiet about it, but he just made it public himself. I guess if I really wanted to, I can do like a Rob Ford top 10 fails, but I don't know. I'm from Toronto. I want us to like look good as a place, as a city. And simply, I don't want to be reminded of Rob Ford. Let's just move on to number 3. On CBS 42, things went very inappropriate when 2 news anchors were talking about their dog. Gina, the woman on the right, said, "You have a little wiener." And then they started laughing. I started laughing too. The news then flashed to meteorologist Mark Prater, and they asked him about his little wiener.
You got a big dog, that's probably why.
She's larger.
Yeah. Mark has a little wiener. Have you ever dressed the wiener up?
Yeah. I do. He's
What are you doing?
he's actually I had a bug there for a second.
I mean, these are grown-up people talking about a wiener during a professional newscast that was aired live. This is just a total fail. Okay, well, things get into the next level of things, and this comes into number 2. Now, this was seen on Global News in Saskatoon, when news anchor Lisa Dutton and her co-worker decided to talk about a vibrating toothbrush.
Teething, he used to like to take the big fat rubber end of my vibrator.
Is this real life right now? Did you guys notice what it looks like she was doing? It looks like she was masturbating someone. I mean, what the heck? And then she took it to the next level because that wasn't enough for her.
A vibrating toothbrush and put it in his mouth and he'd just kind of sit there like, "Oh yeah, that feels good. That hits the spot. My gums are itchy."
Her co-worker was just laughing so much, and it was almost like she was doing this on purpose.
And he'd just kind of sit there like, "Oh yeah, that feels good. That hits the spot."
She's making it look like she's giving a blowjob on live TV. This is so inappropriate. I mean, this is the news, but it's still a family-oriented show, isn't it not? Okay, so finally, we've all made it into the number 1 spot. And let's just quickly recap of what we've had so far. We've had a woman who quit on air. She said, "F it, I quit." The Australian reporter who freaked out over a chicken. He probably went vegetarian after that. Toronto Mayor Rob Ford told the world that he gives oral sex to his wife. And now, in at number 1, we have a CNN weatherman who freaks out during a live broadcast. The weatherman was talking about Hurricane Katrina when he was interrupted by a news anchor. He yelled at her and said, "Let me talk." He then throws his paper down on the floor, freaks out. I mean, you shouldn't freak out while you're reporting, and the woman, I don't know, like, I probably would have done the same thing because she was just being so annoying.
Lower pressure, but
Chad,
Camille.
Chad,
let me talk, Carol.
Translate that for us. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Well, if you would let me talk.
Starting off this list, at number 10, a news reporter high-fives a man in the face.
High five, Ray and Rappaport, everybody.
I don't know why I'm laughing so much at this guy's like misfortune, but it was hilarious. I think it's because the news reporter was like so hyped up and proud of his high fives that he didn't even realize that he needed to turn his high five down just a notch or 2. I mean, he went over 9,000.
It's over 9,000! What, 9,000?
He literally spiked his hand into the man's eyeball. Ouch. Captain Jack Sparrow interrupts a news reporter live on air, and this comes in to number 9.
Biggest fans about the season finale last night, and there was
hello, what's your name?
Madison Brooks was not falling for Captain Jack Sparrow's charm at all. She looks like she's just graduated from journalism, and this is her first live broadcast. Let's compare her face before and after Jack Sparrow swooped in. Here she looks incredibly proud and happy, and now she is reevaluating her career choice. And what makes this video even worse, Captain Jack Sparrow yells parlay as he was taken away.
Hey! Hey!
Off of me, son of a.
Moving into number 8, a goat headbutts a TV reporter at a fair.
They're very friendly. From the Manatee County Fair, Linda Carson, ABC7, would you not eat my pants? Ah!
I think it's safe to say that goats are in cages for a reason. It seems like the goat responsible for the MMA headbutt was only trying to support his brother's decision to eat her pants. And I think the news reporter over-exaggerated her yell. Ah! She screamed as if she was getting gunned down or something, or like falling off a cliff. Ah! A frisky baboon gropes a news reporter live on air, and yeah, he makes it into number 7.
He's trying to cop a feel a little bit.
This time it's unlucky number 7. At least he had the decency to shake her hand and get to know her for like a millisecond before he snuck in for a feel. I mean, he is a true gentleman, yeah? And as soon as she calls him out on his frisky behavior, his grin gets even bigger.
Festival that is happening this weekend starting today.
Where the hood at?
Look out for number 6 because we have a reporter getting pulverized by a tobogganer.
It looks like Ruben is in the lead, and here comes Al.
That was a bad idea, but we have to give a reporter 10 out of 10 for his flip. I mean, this is Olympic gold medal standards right here. What the heck did we just witness? And you know what? He has no professional training. It just comes natural. When you think about it, the news reporter had so much time to just take like a few steps to the right or a few steps to the left, and the person on the snow tube could have like bailed at any time, but he was probably thinking, no, I'm gonna see this thing through. I need to show off my like snow tubing skills live on air. Number 5 takes us to a car that almost crashed into a reporter during a live broadcast. This is very scary. This was almost a chaotic and confusing situation. The news reporter almost lost his life. If the cameraman didn't warn him, he probably would not have survived that collision. Thankfully, everyone was alright and no one was fatally injured. Woman was smacked in the face by a stop sign, and this painfully comes in to number 4.
Here in Blackrock and Salt Hill, both today and yesterday.
Well, I guess her news broadcast was put to a stop. Maybe she should take this as a sign. All jokes aside, it's actually a tough video to watch, and I really do hope that this woman is okay, because this is a serious collision. The reporter Teresa Mannion was reporting about unsafe road conditions in Galway after Storm Desmond wreaked havoc. After this video was released, she became an internet sensation, with many memes made about her unfortunate incident. Let's get higher on this list at number 3 with a BBC reporter that got high on air. He was covering a story in Afghanistan about a narcotic bust, and behind him was 8.5 tons of heroin, opium, hashish, and other narcotics. With all of those substances and chemicals being released in the air, I bet you can predict what happens next. Take a look at this clip. His laugh is just so hilarious, so you know what, let's play it again. He's literally high on the job and he's being paid for it. Isn't this the greatest job ever? He tries so hard to get through the video, but he just can't stop chuckling. Stay awake, because in at number 2, we have a news reporter who actually fell asleep on live television. Is this real life right now? Did that really happen?
Good to see you. I guess 6-3-1, pretty much the way it breaks down, eh? Maybe. Hello,
well, it's probably safe to say that he no longer works for the broadcasting network. He just can't stay awake for his job. I know some news reporters have to wake up super early, but it doesn't look like it's his first day on the job. I guess he found that topic to be very boring and he just passed out. And of course, this was live, so there's no editing this part out. It's gonna be hard for you to get the next job because this is out there on the internet. That sucks. And finally, in at number 1 spot for the top 10 live news reporting fails part 2, we have a news reporter who completely shut down. What do I mean by this? Let me show you the video.
Not in the Metroplex area.
I think this news reporter got a lot more than he bargained for, and he probably developed a new fear of lizards. Clearly, he isn't a fan of this thing just jumping all over his suit because he broke down like a broken record. Now let's talk about the noise that he was making. What is that? He forgot how to be human. Off this list, in at number 10 with the water jetpack fail.
Friend John, Fox 5 Morning News starts. Look over there.
And it starts right now.
There's just something about this clip that I absolutely find hilarious. Let's take another look at it.
Starts right now.
He had the biggest smile on his face because he was so excited for his TV debut, but it just ended horribly. It's like he prepared his whole life for this moment, only to have his jetpack to fail him. And now coming in at number 9, we have a news reporter who actually made a sexual innuendo.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Hopefully we'll have a dry hump.
It's not real. Oh.
She said dry, but she meant no rain, but the other news reporter took it the wrong way. His reaction was absolutely priceless.
Oh.
He could have just let it slide, but instead he had to draw like more attention to it. I bet she was super embarrassed in that moment.
A dry hump.
Oh.
Flying into number 8, we have a news reporter who freaked out over a bug. I don't know, I might freak out too.
Okay, nope, not doing it.
I actually don't blame her for freaking out. I mean, take a look at the size of those killer bugs.
Nope. Yes, please. Okay.
Who knows what they are? They were probably carrying some like deadly disease. I'm not a fan of that. I'm surprised she even attempted to do her reporting for that long. 2, 3. As soon as one of those bugs landed on me, boom, I would try to kill it and just run. News anchor makes suggestive hand gestures, and this comes into our list at number 7. I'm not sure if this was intentional or not.
You're just
downing hot dogs,
eating the wieners left and right.
They were doing a segment about a hot dog eating contest, and this guy just took it just way too far. I mean, Blaine, buddy, you're live on air. What? I just love his co-worker's reaction when he said eating the wieners left and right. It looked like her eyes were going to pop right out of their sockets. Plane crash news report turns out to be a scene from a TV show, and this gigantic fail comes in at number 6.
You got a plane crash. 29th and King Drive.
Skycam is cutting in and out, but it's supposedly in the middle of the road on the south side there.
Okay, fair enough. This supposed plane crash, it looks so real enough for like the reactions to go on for that long. So they go on about it for 1 minute, talking about how there aren't any ambulances on the scene and how bad it looks, but then one of the reporters gets the word that this plane crash was just a set design from a TV show.
We are just getting word that this is being shot as part of a TV show.
I mean, come on. What happened to fact checking? This is absolutely embarrassing. And it makes the audience question the reputability of the news station.
Are you kidding? They might want to tell the news folks.
Moving on to number 5, we have a news reporter attacked by ostriches. I would be freaked out. I mean, these things can just, you can just peck at you.
The moa chick could grow to at least 3 times the size of these ostriches.
As we know from part 1 and part 2, live reporting and animals, they just don't mix. If you want to watch part 2, click right here. Part 1, I'll put it right here. And that was certainly the case in at number 5 where we're at right now. The female BBC reporter is discussing scientific uses for an ostrich egg and is talking in front of a bunch of ostriches. Unfortunately, the ostrich are pretty curious, especially when it comes to a lady's face and hair. The lady does her best to get through her piece to camera, but it clearly doesn't go that well, as she ends up getting attacked by these birds.
Of these ostriches.
Spoiler alert, at number 4, Spider-Man doesn't save the girl.
I cannot wait for the moment I can say I met...
A reporter from Good Morning America is hosting a segment in Times Square, Manhattan. Talking to the studio, she says, "I can't wait to meet Spider-Man. I'm guessing he didn't live up to expectations, as when he finally arrives, she faints and the superhero fails to catch her."
It's Spider-Man right now. Oh no. Yeah.
Everyone loves getting a new phone. It's so exciting when you can take it out of the box for the very first time. Imagine that pressure though, if you do it live on air. Well, it didn't go so well for this guy in at number 3.
Alright, we're doing the reveal. His name's Jack.
So his iPhone unboxing went very, very wrong. A reporter in Perth, Western Australia, caught up with one of the first people to buy an iPhone 6. The guy went to get the iPhone 6 out of the box, but instead of like, oh my god, it just dropped. It dropped right on the floor. I think you can even hear the news reporter swearing because it was like just unexpected and like, oh my god, what just happened? Luckily the phone was okay, but I bet this guy felt like an idiot. Next up, at number 2, news reporting is usually done on dry land. Well, although one lady was in for a wet surprise as she fell into a harbor live on air. Dutch reporter Marty Alsterholt was interviewing the mayor of Kampen on a boat when she slept. Her bemused co-workers threw her a life ring, and the mayor rushed to take off his necklace. I mean, weird. There are a lot of people involved in creating live television, including the people that create the graphics on screen and write the auto cue text. So next up, at number 1, we have a name prank that went horribly wrong. A Fox affiliate, KTVU, reporter was discussing the fatal Asiana Airlines Flight 214. The plane from Seoul in Korea crashed into a seawall in San Francisco airport, killing 3 passengers and seriously injuring 49 people. A tip-off confirmed by the National Transportation Safety Board reported the names of the 4 pilots on board as Captain Sum-Ting Wong, Y Too Low, Holy Fook, and Bang Dang Out. The news anchor Tori Campbell read these out loud on air and later had to apologize for the inappropriate error. I mean, it wasn't their fault, they're just reading the thing on text and it's like, holy.
Jump right into it with our number 10, the classic grape lady. On Atlanta's Fox 5 news show, a woman took a tumble while stomping on some grapes and fell right into the YouTube Hall of Fame. In fact, that clip became so legendary that even Family Guy did a parody of it. Okay, at number 9 now, we all mess up our words sometimes, it does happen, but you rarely see someone mess up their words as hard as this reporter, especially on live TV.
A very, very heavy debatation, but let's go to Terrace and look for the head of the pit.
I don't know what she said. Pretty crazy stuff. Apparently she actually suffered a temporary sort of brain condition, but she's all fine now. So let's move on to our number 8, and we have a prank call on MSNBC. It was a serious story about the Malaysia Airlines flight that was shot down over Ukraine a while back, but a huge fail occurred when the show didn't check if the government official that had phoned in was exactly who he said he was.
Please tell us what you saw there on the ground in Ukraine.
Well, I was looking out the window and I saw a projectile flying through the sky, and it would appear that the plane was shot down by a blast of wind from Howard Stern.
I wonder how Howard Stern felt about that one. Okay, next up at number 7 now, we have a clip from Australia that shows skateboarding isn't only dangerous for the skateboarder.
This happened. Thousands of traditional skateboarders.
Ouch. Okay, we're going from physically hurting someone now to hurting them with words for our number 6. This is one of the most brutal takedowns I have ever seen.
And Belinda, I just can't understand how something so small can be so impressive.
Well, Mark, you would know about that. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're at the number 5 spot now, and we have the belly dancing student. Now the story behind this is that the guy you're about to see was invited on Fox's morning show as a belly dancing student to learn how to belly dance, but when the camera cuts to them, the music starts and he doesn't know what to do, so he just decides to go with it. The result is hilarious. Some people might actually say that's not even a fail at all. What do you guys think? Alright, next up at number 4, we have a report at a bobsled competition. I don't know what to say about this. It's a legendary clip on YouTube now, and it never gets old.
En dan maken we ons klaar. En dan...
Moving on to number 3, we have a reporter who got a little bit stuck, quite literally. All I know is he's called Jeff, he's from Texas. He was reporting on a very low tide, and he didn't expect this to happen.
We're at Captain Cove's Marina, and this should all be water.
Alright, from stuck in the mud to stuck in traffic now. At number 2, we have Traffic Jam Jimmy. He was the traffic reporter for Fox 45 Baltimore, who was out on the road reporting during some bad weather, but when the studio threw to him in his car, let's just say he wasn't 100% ready.
Alright, anyway, don't tell the boss I did this. How much are you, buddy? Alright, I'll be back in a little while. Second time.
I told you we were coming to.
And finally now at number 1, we have my personal favourite of all time, obviously, that's why it's number 1. Guy Goma was a computer technician from the Congo who visited the BBC News studio for a job interview. Now through some insane mix-up at the studio, he ended up being mistaken for an internet expert with the same first name and was actually interviewed live on air. He quickly realised something was wrong, but nobody else did.
Editor of the technology website News Wireless. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Were you surprised by this verdict today?
I'm very surprised to see.
You know what? I think he actually did amazingly well for an interview he wasn't even supposed to be in. Starting off at number 10 now, we have a spitting video. It's not too often I get to say that, but yeah, what would you do, guys, if you were a news reporter about to start doing your segment and a woman did this? Oh, I feel a bit sick. Alright, let's move on to our number 9. Alright guys, I'm standing in front of a green screen right now. I can't wear green in front of this green screen, otherwise I'll look invisible. But someone should have told this weather reporter that, and perhaps this wouldn't have happened.
Las condiciones están fluctuando entre los 80 hasta los 90 grados. Parece que tenemos un problema, me imagino, con las luces, pero no se preocupen. Seguimos con el tiempo.
Haha, bet she feels stupid. Next up at the number 8 spot now, we have a clip from Russia, where a local man is showing a news crew just how bad the flood there has been in his hometown. But it's about to get a whole lot worse when he steps on some damaged concrete. Alright guys, we're not drying off quite yet as we move on to our number 7. A lot of the time on news shows, the mugs you see on the desk is, you know, normally just a prop. There's nothing actually in the mug. A lot of the time. Not all the time.
Dave gave me a mug like this.
Did I just do that on air? I didn't know I had anything in it.
All right, moving on to number 6 now.
Tell you what, you working for Marvel, the Super Bowl commercial, did you get a lot of reaction to that Super Bowl commercial?
What Super Bowl commercial?
Oh, you know what? I've admit my mistake.
See, you're as crazy as the people on Twitter.
Yeah, we had to actually cut that one really short there, but totally fair, to be honest. Go and check out the full clip if you do have time. For now though, we're moving on to number 5, where a news reporter is outside of a store in Australia where people were lining up for hours to get their hands on the new iPhone 6. She interviewed the first person in line after they got their phone, and you just couldn't write this stuff.
This is the normal iPhone, is it?
This is just the normal iPhone 6, yeah, I didn't want a bigger one.
Alright, we're doing the reveal. His name's Jack.
I don't know why, but that one hurts to look at. Alright, coming in at the number 4 spot now, guys. They say the golden rule in television is to never work with children or animals. Well, this news reporter must not have heard that, because she picked up a fish about half her size in this report and disaster struck. Twice.
They're big. This one is about 12 pounds, but they can grow to be
Next up at number 3. Sometimes the news is used to give pretty severe weather warnings to people and tell them to get out and evacuate their town when things get really bad. It's kind of hard to do that though when there's a dancing guy behind you.
Inside their homes. You heard from the mayor who said a number of people haven't left. That worries them, but at this point, if you haven't left, don't go out. You probably can't get out of Atlantic City anyway because the roads have become...
Run for your life or dance in the rain. Tough choice there. Alright guys, next up at the number 2 spot now, we have a serious discussion during the 2016 presidential campaign about one of Hillary Clinton's speeches about Donald Trump.
I want to listen to part of her speech with you and then get your reaction, so here it is.
Sure. I am the extra crispy Colonel, and my extra crispy $5 fill-up is a tasty...
Absolutely not. We were going to play. Let me just...
How does that even happen? I don't know. They were supposed to cut to a Hillary Clinton speech about Trump, but instead they cut to a Colonel Sanders speech about fried chicken, obviously. That actually sounds more interesting. And finally now at number 1, we've already talked about how live TV and animals don't really mix. If you needed further proof of that, look at how this monkey repays a kind woman who gives him a grape.
Here you go. Oh, look what I got. There's a grape.
I'll take that. And
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to tease you. I didn't mean to tease. I'm sorry.
I think you just got told by a monkey.
Imagine if every time someone served you some food, you hit them if it wasn't as much food as you'd hoped for. That would be a pretty quick way to get thrown out of a restaurant.